Alright, so we are live. We are live. I am going to just copy some links of this. Because we need links, don't we? We need links. So let me just, don't mind the desktop here. Don't mind that either. We're just gonna pop in. I've got a new sort of streaming setup with, I've configured OBS, so hopefully it turns out well. Let's have a look. And let's get going. Just making sure we can hear it. Come on. Come on. Just making sure we can hear it. Come on. Okay, that's fine. That works. I always test it on the other thing anyway. Let's just have a look on here. Can we get the chat coming up on the side? Let's see if we can do that. Live chat. Where are we gonna go? Deprecated. No. Text chat. Media source. No, we don't want that, do we? No. Delete that. Be gone. I have one more person watching it. Okay, just give me a second while I'm configuring this. And let's go into... let's see here. I need to get the chat up. I'm very new to all this stuff, so excuse me. Scene. I'll leave it anyway because you know what, we've got enough in the chat, like on the stream, which you can read because you're there on the stream. So yeah, this is my TSR-2. It's a very good plane. It's one of my favorite planes, and I've been building it in Flyout. So let me just link this in some other places as well. Hold on. Build. Build a hangout. There we go. Put that in there. All right. Okay. So the next thing we need to do on this one, for now, is the gear doors, because these landing gear here are a very temporary solution. I'm not looking forward to this because the landing gear are very complicated on the TSR-2. It's not simple. I mean, you can see a bit of that from the blueprint that I've got on here, which is also showing us the height. I had to, so as far as I know, the TSR-2 in real life had a stanced sort of adjusting front nose gear, so the gear would actually extend and lift the aircraft up. I found that when I was trying to fly this originally, with the gear as it was on the blueprint, it wasn't at the right angle of attack, so it wasn't lifting off the runway because the wings were pointed too far down. So I lifted the gear up a bit, and that pretty much solved that problem. So we're going to stick with where the front gear is, and to be honest, with the front gear, apart from the fact that the strut is going to be pointing the other way, I'm mostly going to leave that the same. In fact, what I will do is I will just rotate it across, rotate it so it's the right direction, and let's put it onto 45 degrees as well. 45, and rotate it back. There we go. So it's kind of roughly where that gear would be. roughly speaking. And let me just see what it looks like retracted as well. I'm pretty sure the gear went in forward on the TSR-2. We can double check. Let's have a look. TSR-2 landing gear. Don't mind it going to desktop, by the way. It's just one of these things it does. In fact, I'll put this on main screen. So look at the nose gear, and we'll see which way it went in. So it did go forwards. Let's have a look. Yeah, so I think it... Or does it go backwards? Yeah, that definitely goes backwards, doesn't it? Landing gear goes backwards. So... that should be fine then, as it is. The only thing really is that I need to just move it up a bit. So if we go to the movement tool, just shift that up so it's all sort of contained within the landing gear bay. Yeah. And then we can increase the travel on there. So it's at the same height. There we go. Maybe not quite that much. Drop it down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So that's the front landing gear. There's a rough sort of outline of the front landing gear. Now, the rear landing gear is actually quite terrible. Like, I mean, you know, it's like, that is crazy. And I don't have many references for this to actually have the landing gear as a blueprint. So I'm going to mostly eyeball this. Again, I'm not going for like the most, I'm not like going to extreme accuracy for this. It's like a generally close enough kind of deal. The other thing we've got as well to deal with is the landing gear doors. We've got the air brakes I've put in. The bomb bay I've put in. The landing gear doors are a pain because of how they open and close. So the landing gears, when you open the door, when you drop the landing gear and you press G, it has to open the door first, then drop the landing gear. Then when you press G again, it has to wait for the landing gear to close and then close the door. So I think how I'm initially going to do it is I'm going to get it working with a separate key first. So by that I mean I'm going to build the doors. I'm going to get the doors sort of functional, so they're moving, and they're maybe working on a separate key. And then once that's done, we'll mess with all of the automation for the doors. So yeah, so we need to look at sort of where the gear comes out. So it comes out a little bit in from the fuselage. So where it is now, in terms of like position, is fine. It's just fine. So the key thing really that I'm going to struggle with is getting, because I've not done this before. So the key thing really is getting it so we can make it with 2 wheels, because unfortunately Flyout doesn't actually have like 2 wheel options, which is slightly problematic. To be honest, I mean, something we can do, I suppose. I mean, this is the thing as well, you can't actually attach stuff. So if I was to go onto let's go to landing gear, let's go for wheels again. Let's see if we can't attach something to the actual landing gear itself, not easily. For example, if we put something here and then move it down so it's like on the strut. If we retract this now, it doesn't move it, you see that? So the issue we have with the landing gear is that it's getting stuff to move with the landing gear, that's the problem. If I put it on the wheel, I wonder if that will work. Let's have a go. Yes, it still doesn't, you see, it still doesn't move with the gear. So what that means is we need a new system for doing the landing gear, which I'm not looking forward to, because it's going to be complicated. So what I want to see is I want to see a GIF of it like retracting. So if I can find that, then that's excellent. Let me just close these other tabs as well. We don't need those. Oh god, didn't want to close Chrome altogether. TSR-2 landing gear. Retracting. Look at the video on here. So we might have some stuff in here. Let's turn the volume down. Let's see. There we go. There's a good one. So they kind of rotate forward first, and then they go inwards a bit, and then they pull in. That's complicated, isn't it? And the doors as well. I really did pick an awkward one with this. It's fine though. It's fine. We'll go ahead. So we'll just go ahead and delete them because we're not going to need them now, are we? And we will go ahead and just make color glass. And the reason we're doing that is just so we can see what we're doing. It's kind of cool glass view, honestly. It's kind of cool. So let's have a look in here. I just come out. So we're going to open up our TSR-2 landing gear as well. TSR-2 landing gear blueprint. Do we have a blueprint for that? I wonder. A blueprint with the landing gear. See, the blueprints that you have don't really include it. I have this in my book actually, but because I have a TSR-2 book as well, but this doesn't really go into the details of landing gear much, even though it has the wheels. That's really the only one. This helps. This one helps. So we'll open this one. I also have some blueprints from someone on Discord who did give me something like that. Let's see if I can pull those up as well. Let's have a quick look. It's in here somewhere. Give me a second. In the Hangout. A blueprint. TSR-2. Okay, here we go. I found them. Yeah, that's that. That works. That works well. Yeah, so we can use this as our blueprint now. Just save that in here. Go away with that. And where did that go? Into downloads, did it? Yeah, alright. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to match these blueprints up now. And then we can probably just ditch out of that one. This blueprint I got is slightly inaccurate with the way the wings join before the intake. At least on the planform view, this one. This is inaccurate. And unfortunately, I kind of built the craft on that. I did fix the wings up, so that's one thing. I'm not going to sort of redo everything now, but I need to use another blueprint for this. So just check as well how many people are on my stream. Let's check because I don't have the chat open at the sec. View channel. What's that? Who's watching? Who's watching? We've got one person watching, and that's probably me. That's fine. Okay, let's add a blueprint then. Let's add the downloads. Let's grab the, because it has this annoying like location, which is really hard to get. Actually, I'm gonna copy that into pictures to see, or desktop even. Desktop will do. There we go. Right, so we go on to desktop. We can get that up now. Let me just add another one. Is it? Can it not open JPEGs? Really? Alright. We'll convert it to a PNG, I guess. Open with paint.net. Let's convert it to a PNG. Save as PNG. Save. Did that go into pictures? Did that go into desktop? Save as, yeah, okay. PNG. Yep, fine. I'll delete the JPEG. Now we should be able to load it. There we go. Right, so here's our other one. And I need to shrink it to the same size. So I'm going to get it in line first. And then we're going to like match it up with size. It doesn't, again, I'm not on about a huge affair. Let's try our scale that we did last time, which is 4.25. That was the one that we used for the other blueprint, which seems a little bigger though on this time. Rotation, which is going to be on the y-axis, 90. No, that's wrong. 270. Sorry. X-axis. I always get these mixed up. There we go. Right, and position on X0 should be, yeah, that's central. Okay. And we're going to shrink it down now. So let's go 4 and 4. And let's move it back a bit as well. Like that. Yeah. Smaller still. 3 and 3. Let's move that back to there. That's getting really close now. You like 3.5 and 3.5. Okay. Let's string that up. Move it back a bit. You see what I mean about like my blueprint being wrong? Because it kind of was originally. I think it's going to be a case where we kind of just, let's just go into, where we kind of just ignore like the existing one that we had. And just go with, because just for the landing gear really is like the reference I'm looking for. Let's get it in like position to the cockpit. We're going to have to go sort of midway, aren't we? Because again, the blueprints do not perfectly line up, unfortunately. Yeah, alright. That's fine. We're going to remove the old one as well. We're just going to invisible it. There we go. Right, so again, it doesn't perfectly line up, but it's fine. It's a slightly inaccurate TSR-2. I'm not bothered. I've spent too long on it to fuss. We can at least see how the gear goes now, yeah. So, let's begin with sorting this out. So, the first thing we want is kind of like a rod that goes down. Now, looking at the animation that we have from that rod, we can see that it kind of... So it stays still. Yeah, obviously it stays still. Look at it. See, it stays still until it's rotated, and then it just literally just goes in. So the sort of base part of that landing gear is actually kind of simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a hinge joint, and we're going to just build this out. So let's zoom in here. Let's just build our hinge here. Oh. Let's just go in a little bit. Hold on. My point of view is wrong here. Right. So let's go ahead and put in our hinge. So joint, hinge joint. Just gonna use snapping ideally. All right, down like that. And we're gonna sort of mess with it as well. So let's just start with a basic thing. And let's see if we can alter that rotation to make it more sensible. So like 5 is good, and we'll just bring that down. So looking at that from the side, that's about a 5 degree, about whatever that angle is, 15, yeah, that's about right. Looks about right to me. Again, we are eyeballing this. Let's go to reduce the radius and reduce the length. Maybe not quite that much. And the length we can go to like 0.5. Or maybe we'll just do it the same, so we can have it the same length and width. Oh, maybe just a bit different. 0.5, yeah, okay. Let's drag that down a bit. Has that gone on both sides? No, it hasn't. Of course it hasn't. Like, it should do. Add it on mirror. Is that gone now? Why doesn't that mirror across? It should be mirroring. Oh, there it is. It's showing up now. Did I just miss it? Oh, because it's on the friggin' body. Yeah, that makes sense. Should probably just attach it to the body anyway, not the friggin' ducts. Okay. Let's move that back to about there. Again, we are eyeballing at the minute, so it's not a problem. Right, let's bring up our landing gear again. That's a good image for reference. Go away. I don't care. Reject all. Fuck off, cookies. Zoom in. Okay, so it's kind of like a tube and it comes down. I'm going to stick that to the side, so don't worry if you can't see it. It's just because I have multiple monitors and I'd like to use them. So, yeah, that's fine. Alright. Okay. Let me stick this. Let's minimize that actually. Alright. Right. That looks very behind, actually. Let's go to live, please. There we go. That's fine. Spot on. So, let's create our strut then. So let's go to landing gear. I'm sorry that the game keeps minimizing every time I do that. Flyout has this thing where even though it's an exclusive it's in borderless window, it comes out, so just don't mind if that happens. I'll try and do it as little as I can. So we're going to create our tube, so let's go to fuselage, 16 should be fine, and I'll just attach it to the joint. Did not want to rotate that. Can we please remove rotation? Nope. Nope. In fact, I do want to rotate it 90 degrees on X. There we go. And shove it on here. And just rotate it so we can actually get in there. And oh, is that still attaching to the side? No, it is attaching to the hinge. Now it's touching to the hinge. Okay. Right, and big time shrink it down. So what, like 0.1, smaller than that even? 0.75 maybe? Oh gosh. Wait, there's 0.075, isn't it? Okay, 0.08 if you insist. And rotate that a bit, like that. New one less. Yeah. Line it up with the thing as well. 15. And I'm just gonna quickly check that in here. Alright, so let's just move the hinge over. See, orthographics a pain because you can't go inside stuff with orthographic. Let's grab the hinge. Hinge. Give me the hinge. Give me the hinge. Give me the hinge. Give me the hinge now. Hinge. There we go. Right. Orthographic. Position. Oh, it was already in line. I swear it wasn't in line a second ago. That's 5. Let's check this out, actually. It's in global. Yeah, it looks about right, doesn't it? So I'm going to actually change the angle of this instead. Yeah, works. Again, we're not going for supreme accuracy here, so I'm not, like, incredibly bothered. We will also adjust these ducts and make sure that they are out the way if we need it, which might be necessary. Okay, that's the stick of the landing gear, so to speak. I do think it needs to be a bit wider, so I'm going to go 0.1 on the scale. Yeah. So landing gear, let's call it landing gear for now. And it needs to come out more. So scale, I think it was this one. Nope, it wasn't that one. I always get this wrong. 0.1. Was it Z-axis? Yes. Okay. Sorry if I say Z, by the way. It's just because I'm British. Ignore me if it happens. I do apologise, and let's make sure we're in orthographic. Alright, so it kind of goes to there, and then it sort of splits off, but we're going to keep it simple for now. It still seems a little bit out of line, doesn't it? Or is that fine? Should we just sort of go with the general tool? 1 degree? 2 degrees? And I need to just actually line this up with the hinge again. Okay. Let me just grab the hinge. Stupid thing. I know you can grab it from the menu, by the way. It's just I can't be bothered. Right, so I've got hinge. Hinge, please. Hinge. Come on, hinge. Be a good hinge. Be a good hinge, please. Oh, for God's sake. Hinge. Oh. I'll find it in here, I guess. Landing gear, landing gear, landing gear, landing gear, landing gear. No, that's not that one. Did I just... main landing gear strut. Let's just call it main landing gear strut for now, so it doesn't get confused with the other stuff that's called landing gear. And a hinge on it, please. Hinge joint. Here we go. Right. Okay. You know what? That's close enough in my book, so we're gonna stick with that. Alright. I'm going to compare that quickly with the other one. Oh, gosh, let's have a look at that retraction again. It's on here for you. So, see how long it sticks out. It does stick out like a long way. Let's see. In fact, if we get another TSR, oh gosh, TSR-2 landing gear, we get another picture. We can see that in clearly. Yeah. I'll show you. So yeah, it does stick out quite a way, and it goes quite far in as well. Although it's the thing, we don't have like a ton of references for it. So we're gonna have to do a bit of guesswork here. It's fine. You can see in this picture that I'm looking at a blueprint right now, and it kind of goes semi in there. I think that's about right. I mean, we can always adjust it as well. Remember, it's not set in stone. So let's just get that into plan form. There we go. So now we need to do the sort of arches on there. So these bits. I'm not gonna go complicated with this because that's, yeah, it's a nightmare. I am just going to see if we look at the footage of it again. We need to look at the mechanism. So it kind of has tilted up pose by default. Excuse me. So it kind of moves up a bit first. Oh, that was just a thing. So it kind of rotates forward, and then it goes in, and then it pulls back. So what we need is 2 hinge joints. We need the hinge joint that goes sort of on the x-axis, so left to right. And then we need a hinge joint that goes forward and back on that hinge joint for the wheels. So we're going to go and we're going to grab our hinge joints now. So let's go to, oh, I always forget where it is. Landing, no, it's not electric. I always forget joint, there we go. Right, so we're going to go and rotate this. Let's go to 45 degree intervals again. 25 degree intervals. 0. Gonna make this smaller. So let's go with like 0.1 again. Is that gonna be too small for that? Yeah, that's definitely a bit small, isn't it? 2.3. 3? I already eyeball this. Yeah, whatever that should do for now. So that's on there. And we will then add a rotate joint, swing joint. Do these get motorized? Yeah, they do. I'm just wondering if we can do a hinge and then put it on the edge. I wonder if that's a good idea. Because swing has no resistance, does it? I don't think. I don't think it has resistance. As far as I'm aware. Or maybe that's bearing. Yeah, we'll try a swing joint. We'll see how the swing joint works. As well. So let's grab that. Let's just that around. Oh gosh, I will fix the rotation of this in a sec. Let's just go 0, 0, 0, and we'll purely rotate it upwards now. Like that. Move it to the side just so it's off the swing joint like that. We're gonna make it radius 0.5. I need 0.5. Well, we can keep this on 1 actually. There's a bit of a chunk to it. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna test it with a single fuselage section. Before we put the wheels on, I'm just gonna test it with a fuselage section. So if we go to fuselage 16 again, in fact we can probably just copy that one and save a bit of time. So copy, delete, and we'll just set this to 0, 0, 0, just neutral to scale. Before I lose my mind, there we go. Right, and we'll move it down like this, like that. Right, so let's get the mechanics working first. So hinge, give me the hinge, give me the hinge. It's impossible to fucking click this. There we go. So our range for the hinge, it's at 0 now. If we give it a default range of 20, it's gonna rotate like that. That's fine. And we want it to have a range of 90. So if we go to default value 90, let's see, is that going to pull all the way in? We need a little bit more. So why don't we go for 120, 110, maybe. We go 0 to 110. So I'll have the default value of 110 just to see where that is on there. That's fine. We'll just set that to minimum. We'll set that to landing gear. So have that on 1. Set it there. I think that will work. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm just going to grab a big cube just to sit the plane on so it doesn't fall down. So let's just remove this to single. And we're going to embiggen this. It needs to be very big. That. Yeah, like that. Hopefully that should be thick enough to fit on. Let's make it a little bit wider than that though, just a bit. Do. Right, that should be enough. Let's also make it taller. Yeah, that should be good to hold up the plane now. Let's give it a fly. Let's test the gear retraction on the hinge at least. See how that works. Hopefully the hinge will be able to support the weight. As far as I know, there's no sort of limits on the weight, so that's fine. Be able to support let's go back to this. So, gee. Okay, no, that's going the wrong way. Alright, no worries. Let's click on this. Give me that. Give me the hinge, right. So 0 to 110. Default value. So, right, because you got to put in, yeah, that's me being stupid, as always. Check what 110 is. Yeah, so that's definitely fine. Let's try this. Let's also check the Discord, see where people are on about the present. Game showcase. I can do it right. Let's see then. No, it needs to go the other way, please. Return to hangar. Oh, I don't understand. Sometimes the hinges in this game really confuse me. It's like if I set the hinge to like this, where the arc is, yeah, and its default position is there, and say if we put 110 in, then that's our new position, then surely it should turn that way, unless, you know, it's weird, isn't it? It's weird. Like, if I put that in, minus 110, what does this do? Let's have a look, because these hinges just drive me insane, honestly. Okay, so that's working. Yeah, that works. Okay, well that works. Well, yeah, mirror that, I suppose. It's just like, well, where does... If I put the default value, okay, 0, minus 90, minus 110. That's moving back. So what the hell is this, like, arc for, then? I don't get it. Anyway, whatever, it works, I don't care. Okay. Now we're going to test the hinge joint, so... If we look at the video again, we'll just see how it works. So it does actually hinge backwards, so it kind of pulls backwards until it's like level or a bit forward with the gear, and then it hinges forwards like that. So what we'll have is this. We're gonna have to set all kinds of delays up with this one, aren't we? So we need this to 0 to 90. We need it to start at 0, and then we need it to go to 90. I'm absolutely terrible at like knowing this in advance. So literally what I do is, I wish there's a way you could test hinges. Like, can we test hinge rotation in the editor? That'd be a really nice feature. I might pop that in the suggestions bit on Discord. Let's see. So, no, it's the other way around. Yeah, it's the other way around. So, and minus 90 and minus 90. Let's see this. I'll see what it's going with. No, that's wrong too. Did I screw this up? Right, of course. The default value needs to be 90, isn't it? Zero, default value, minus 90. Let's have a look. Yep, the gear bay doors are going to be a pain in the ass. Pretty sure of it. So... What am I doing wrong here? Oh god, I hate this. I hate it so much. Okay. And then, landing gear needs to go to 0. What value? And landing gear minus 90? Does that work? Did we just try that? I can't remember. I can't remember it. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so it's... Yeah, I see. The default value is wrong. So all we need to do there, pretty much, is just swap it around. Let's get the hinge. Default value needs to go to 0. Minus 1, 10, and the default value needs to be 90 minus 90. Yeah, because I don't think 0 actually works with it. So default value 110, and it needs to go to 10. It needs to go back. Yeah. So we should. This should work. Should do. Oh, come here now. Come here. That doesn't work at all. What the fuck? Did I just change? I just changed the fucking main gear, didn't I? Why am I doing this? Let's make sure we fix that first. Yeah, whoever's joined watching, I do, I've got more people joining now. Hello. I do apologize for the noobiness of this. I am a noob at Flyout, and mostly I just trial and error things until I get them right. So that's what we're doing today. So we're going to start with minus 110 for the default. That's right, and it's 0. It's the response. Just double check that again. Double check it. That's weird. Why is it doing that? I'm being stupid. I'm being very stupid. Very, very stupid. Let's grab that again. 110 goes to 0, so I need to go to like 10. How did I mess this up? How did I fuck this up? Why is it inverted? Why are you inverted? Whatever. It just doesn't line up with the little diagram. Unless I'm reading the angle diagram wrong, that doesn't line up to me, because the little line goes like down into the vertical, so it should make the landing gear vertical as well. No. Is it the range, perhaps? Is it the range of this? Or does it need to go more? It's pulling down. And its default value is 90, so 90 must be there. And 0 must be here. So why don't we go to minus 90 to 90? No, what about 180 to 90? 240? That doesn't do anything. 180. What the fuck is with the hinges in this game? Oh my gosh. The 90's there, which means 0 must be there, which means minus 90 is where we want to go. So minus 90 to 0. I hate the hinges so much. The hinges are just nightmares. We really need a way to just preview the hinges like movement before we do it. Big time. Because it's not fun. There we go. So we'll make it 110 because again we need to have it folding completely in. So let's go into here. Let's grab the hinge. Let's go minus 110 and minus 110. So fix that, okay? No more fucking around with that hinge. That hinge is fine. Let's fuck around with this hinge instead. So, default value is 0. Let's see what the default value is, and then we'll go from there. Yeah. But seriously, Flyout dev, hinge tester in the editor, because we can do the retraction with the gear, and it's really helpful. So we need to do that with the hinge tester. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. Oh. Alright, so the default position is actually where we want it to go. Good, so we know that now. So the default position is where we want it to go. Yeah. So default value is 0, which means 0 is straight up, which means that to push it down, our default value needs to be 90, correct? Minus 90. So the landing gear needs to take it 0. Okay. Let's try this out. Oh, the fun. The fun, the fun, the fun. Okay, that's not working. So it's probably something to do with our range then. So its default value is minus 90. What does this need to be? Does it need to be like 10? That work? Is it the range? Did I set the range wrong? Could be the range. Yeah, it's gotta be the range. So default value range minus 90 and 10 degrees. See if this works. It does not. Maybe we need to rotate the hinge a little bit actually. We know that 0 is fine there, so default value of minus 90. I can imagine that as like that. It should be 0, shouldn't it? What if we do 90 to minus 90? What if we do 90 for landing gear? What will this do? What will this do? Is what I want to know. And you know what? Right now I'm going to put a suggestion in. I'm going to just type up the title anyway, because... Alright. Okay, so now we've gone minus 90 to 90. It's, minus 90's up there. So if we set our default to 0, and then have it go to 90. See what that does. See what that does. It's a stupid default range that throws me off. Alright, okay. I see. So I want the default value to actually be 90, and then we want it to go to 0. Okay, let's test that out. So let's just set a mirror. This should do what we want it to do now. Hopefully. No. Why has it gone backwards? Why is it not reacting now? Oh, I hate hinges. Let's get rid of that. 90. Jesus, it's getting a bit cold in here. There we go. We have the default value. It's 90. What happens if we choose minus 90 here? Frickin' thing. You fucking bastard. Let's try something. Yeah? No, let's go 90 with that. Right, so we've got this on specifically 90 degrees now, right? Default value, 0. Range, 0 to 90. Let's figure this out. Let's go minus 90 on that. 0 to minus 90, yeah? Landing gear goes to minus 90, default value is 0. Let's also move this fucking thing back. Down. Like that, yeah, okay. Right. Set mirror. I hate hinges. I fucking hate hinges. And joints, they're just confusing. You know? Okay, so you see where that's going? Right. So it starts out there, so the default range of value 0 is not fucking... Oh dear. Value 90. I'm going 0 here. Now this should work, because if minus 90 is, you know, level and 0 is up, then that should work. I don't see why it won't. Oh dear. Oh, I fucking yawning all over the place today. Like, why doesn't it rotate? Why doesn't it rotate? Oh dear. Not out of the range. If we put minus 90 in, oh sorry, 90 in here, is this gonna fix it? You watch now, it's gonna fix it, isn't it? Because the range seems to like constrain things quite a bit. I don't understand exactly why. See, why is that doing that now? I do not understand the hinges in this game. They're extremely confusing. Right, 0 to minus 90. In fact, let's rotate like the whole fucking joint around, so at least it's in line with my perspective. Let's just drag that out too. The hinge down a little bit, and a bit to the left. Right. So, default value, let's try like minus 80, minus 70 to see where that puts us. 60, minus 60. That's there. Why is it there? It's 50. Right, so 0 must be the default, yeah? 0, and then minus 90. Freaking hinges, I hate them. I hate the hinges. If you're on the stream, by the way, please feel free to chat, because I am available to chat on the stream. Oh, you fucking bastard, why are you doing that? You know what? I'm going chaotic evil on this. I am going chaotic evil on this now. This is getting, the whole thing's getting fucking rotated 90 degrees. And then we're rotating this on the top of it. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care at all. Ooh, 5 people watching. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Get that out so we can have a bit of space. There we go. Let's go to play again. And do you let me know if you're able to use a chat? You can't. I'm just gonna double check and make sure we can actually do that. We should be able to. Hold on a second. Yeah, the chat should be enabled, so it's fine. I hope the quality is also alright. See why? Is it world rotation? That's a good question, isn't it? Is it world rotation and not like angle rotation? Like rotation relative to the hinge? Which means it's to be minus 90. And then minus 180, is that gonna work? I do hate hinges. I've said it loads of times, but yeah. I don't like hinges. Okay. What is going on here, honestly? Yeah, I need it to rotate forward. The default position is fine. I just need it to rotate forward and I'll be happy. Please 0. 80? 90? Minus 50? Alright. Should be working. I don't understand why it wouldn't be. Stupid fucking thing. Why are you not moving? Like, why? Oh, did you not set it to fucking... It doesn't land in gear, though. Right, it needs to be fucking 1, doesn't it? Good lord. I'm setting all these hinges up, and I've not even considered, like, the landing gear thing. I'm so stupid. I'm impossibly scatterbrained. Impossibly scatterbrained. Okay. So we've done this hinge as well, just so I have a reference point. Because I'm probably making people leave the fucking server. There we go. Right, let's 0 to... Yeah, okay. I think I get that. Now, roughly. So, 0. No, minus 1. That should get it. 1? Swap it round. 0 and 90. Is that gonna work? So, let's see how this grows. That works. That do work indeed. And it's gonna go in like that. Now, is this perfectly going in at 90 degrees? I need to check the world rotation of this. Because it needs to. Isn't it? That needs to be minus 90. Z can be fine, that's not a problem. The X... yeah, that needs to be the same. Well, tell you what, can we actually get that there? Alright. Let's have a look at the video again. And he goes back. It goes back, not forward, Alex. You fucking idiot. Alright, so isn't it round? Go that way, right? So needs to go back, not forward. Minus 90. Let's try this. No. Ten. Ugh. Wow. Minus 90. Oof. I could probably do with a Pepsi. I am tired. Or lunch, really. Lunch will do as well. I'll make some soup in a bit. You know what? You know what? Maybe it's the range. Ugh. Christ. Ugh. Christ. So if I change the range to 10, it's already at minus 90. Minus 90 in range 0. That means that the 0, 10 must be whatever that's trying to go for. Let's go 90 and then yeah, 90 and 0. And let's just like fucking rotate the hinge instead. I can't be arsed anymore. Oh, I think I'm sitting at half fucking hour. What fucking that again? Alright. So do a spin. And in 245 degrees, please. Spin. One more, please. One more. There we go. Drag that to the side. Let's just it's down. Drag it to the side. The sun. Right. Get this across to that. Go. And let's make sure that's mirrored. Yes, it is. No. No. No, no, no. Oh, why is it doing that now? It must be global rotation. Oh. Yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hmm. Oh, I already did this one. No. God, it's going to 90 when it starts at 0, and then you put 90 in, which means 90 must be the default. Yeah. What about minus 90? Is that going to throw it for a loop? Oh, shit. Oh dear. I am quite tired. One heater. Right, getting there, getting there. That's pretty much what we want. I just need it to happen quickly. So speed up to 40 per sec. When it's rotating, can't move past. That's it. Let's see the speeds that it works at. You kidding me? It goes down. Okay, let's have a look. And then it folds in. Sorry if I'm quiet, everyone. I am focused. I am here, so. Well, the people who were just there left as soon as I started speaking. It's kind of funny. Right, so you are that and that. You, I need local rotation, please. Landing gear, we want it to go to -10. So I'm also gonna disable this. And set mirror, and set mirror. Let's have a look. It should move the wheels sort of in line now with the landing gear bay, which I think the landing gear structure, I think we set to 15. Can't remember. That's right, that looks good. I think, or is it? No, it needs to be the other way. I keep forgetting that the gear needs to be different to this. It's a global it's global angle, not local. So 10 and 0. Let's give this a try. Should be fine. It's global rotation, not local. Which makes things a bit awkward because sometimes you might think when you're trying to build things together. Hi Joel, how you doing? There we go. That's what I like to see. So I'm building TSR-2, Joel. I've been building this for a while now. Flyout, it's really good. I'll show you the full thing when I've done this. So it was 15, wasn't it? It's 15 rotation, 7, 8. Z-axis. 19. Well, the hinge, it was the hinge, wasn't it? Really, the hinge. 15. Yeah, I thought it might be something like that. 14.78. We can do that. So 14.78. 14. Are you building an airport? Or, like with models or something, or? Mirror that. Oh, Airport C. I have that game. Yeah, I enjoy that game, but I get like way too like perfectionist and everything, and then I just get bothered with it, and I can't play it anymore because like you know how like you build the terminals small to start with, and then you need to make them bigger, and then it's just like rebuilding it and adding all the terminals like really high. Right, there we go. Right, that's working. So full gear retraction process. I'm gonna create some inputs quickly to test it. Gear. Gear, step 1. It's gonna be a switch. Toggle with, let's see, 7, 7, 8, and 9. 0, maximum 1. Step 1. Turn. Yeah, step 2. It's gonna be another switch. That's gonna be 0 as well. And then we're gonna have that on 8. And then gear step 3. Gear step 3. Switch 0. That's going to be on 9. I don't think anything else uses 8, 7, 8, and 9. I hope not, because I need to use those for testing my gear out. So gear step 1 is this one. So put in gear step 1. That needs to feed to 1 now. Let's get rid of the landing gear prompts on these a second. So 0.78, and add gear step 1, step 2, 14.78. And that needs to go to, was it, we set to 2, is it 90 value? 90. And then this one. From 10 to 0. And gear step 3. 0. Alright. So we should be able to press 7, 8, 9 and then close the gears. So to show you what this is, it's the landing gear on the TSR-2. It's really complicated. So you can see the wheels. First thing that happens is they kind of fold back. And then they fold in, like sideways. And then the whole thing moves forward. So I'm trying to like replicate that first of all. So that should go back, and then that should fold in, and then that should fold forward. If I press 7, 8, and 9, should work fine, I think. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 9. Okay, it doesn't like 9. I don't know why. I did set it to 9, didn't I? 3. Set the input right. Digit 9. What about digit 6 then? So we'll go at 8. Um, 7. 6. Okay. Let's just set mirror. Set mirror. Set mirror. Let's try this. Sun's coming out, so I can turn the heater off now. That's 6. 7, 8. Okay, so it's not the numbers. So I can change that back. That's fine. 7, 8, 9 is an easier to remember thing for me. 7, 8, and 9. There we go. Right, so for some reason that's not activating. I swear I just did this wrong, didn't I? Hinge. Was this right? That's right. Oh, no, no, no. Right, so 7, 8, 9. Here we go. And then 9. 8, 7. That's the gear mechanism. So all I need to do now is make that hinge a bit bigger, because you see it wobbling on the inside hinge. So I need to make this a bit bigger. So let's go radius 0.5 maybe. Right, that should be thick enough now. Thick with 2 C's. And let's give that a go. Oh Christ. Yeah, I've been obsessed with this game. It's very engineering pilled. Alright, 7, 8, 9. Oh, no, no. 9. 7. Here we go, that's really cool. That's sick. As for like the hinging stuff, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'll be honest with you. However, I do know that I need to have a much bigger hinge on here, because it's not going to take that weight at all. So let's make this like even 1. And length 2. There we go. That's going to be... They're getting a lot of load on those landing gears. Honestly. I did mirror these, didn't I? I'm just going to mirror them again, just to be sure. Mirror. 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 Alright, so now we need to set a timer. So when we press one button, it does the whole sequence. So we got our steps. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now we need to make a gear delay. It needs to be a slider, and it needs to start with, say, 2 seconds. Default value needs to be 2. Gravity needs to be 1. And 0. And set that to 2, so it should go to 2 then. Sensitivity, yeah, because that makes it go instant, that's right. Oh. Sensitivity, and then it should go to 2, and then it should start counting down. And when that hits 0, so I need another key for this. Let's try. So it activates. Six. 6, it means it goes up. 7. Get delay. Get this, please. Let's click off it. So gear delay needs to be 0 for that to happen. Does it need to be 1? Let's see what this does. This isn't gonna. I'm gonna spend a long time with this because the gears are a pain in the ass. Max. Can't stand by 1 every second. We set it to 2 straight away. As soon as it activates. So when that hits 0, gear step 1 needs to go up. It's not easy to do though, is it? Gear step 1 needs to go up. Let me have a look at this tutorial again. This person's done.
That is how you want to make
Angel
the gear
Death,
doors
person on Discord.
So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go up to the input screen and you're going to create a new input. Now I usually name this something like gear door system alpha 1. Now your max, that is how many seconds you want the door to delay for. So in gravity, this one is very important. 3, make 1e plus 21, there, then set your positive key to whatever your gear key is. GD system alpha 2, because this is still system alpha, but this is the second input for system alpha.
Let's set the key to G now. That's G.
Alpha. We're going to set this to a switch. You want your minimum to be 1 and your maximum to 0, because this is what's going to hold it open.
Yeah, step 1 delay. Switch and 0 max 0.
Default step to 0, sensitivity to 1, and toggle key to G. That's all you need to do for that, so you just need these 2 inputs. Next thing, what you're going to want to do is you want to go to your gear door hinge here, you're going to click on your hinge like this, and you're going to set the things here. So gear door system alpha 1 and gear door system alpha 2. You want both of them on there. Don't worry about that saying new input. That's just because it's a new input. It's a little quirk of Flyout. Now you want to set alpha 1 to 100 and new input to 90. Now, well, this is alpha 2 to 90. So what that will do is you always want this 10 more than this one. Why? I don't know, but it doesn't work for me if you do it differently. So I always keep it like this. If you just do it like that, it works. Then set mirror, and that will go to 90 degrees once the gear doors are open. So when you press G, or when the gear is down, these will be open 90 degrees. Obviously, if you want this 110 degrees, you make this 120 and vice versa. Now, as you can see on this nose gear, these doors are open 90 degrees, and if I retract the gear, even though this two doors haven't been programmed.
Alright, let's have a look at this then. What's going on here? Oh dear.
To 90 degrees once.
So let's figure out how this is going. Let's get step 1 delay. Oh, fucking flyout inputs. So it starts off at 1. It's activated, and then as soon as you click it, it goes to 0. And
once the gear doors. Second, it will reduce A1. The next thing is you're going to make sure that this is a slider, and you're going to set your minimum to 0. Now,
delay step 1. Let's delete this. Delete. Delay step 1. Slide to 0.
your max, that is how many seconds you want the door to delay for. So in this case, I want the door to wait 6 seconds before closing. So I'll set my max to 6. Default value 0. Gravity. This one is very important. You must set the gravity to 1. And then book opportunity for it to miss getting all of the way there. You need that sensitivity very high. Positive key set to G, which is your landing gear key. If you've rebound that, then set your positive key to whatever your gear key is. Next, we're going to need another input. Create another new input. And this input also, we're going to go GD system alpha 2, because this is still system alpha, but this is the second input for system alpha. We're going to set this to a switch. You want your minimum to be 1 and your maximum to 0, because this is what's going to hold it open. Default step to 0, sensitivity to 1, and toggle key to G. That's all you need to do for that, so you just need these two inputs. Next thing, what you're going to want to do is you want to go to your gear door hinge here. You're going to click on your hinge like this, and you're going to set the things here. So gear door system alpha 1 and gear door system alpha 2. You want both of them on there. Don't worry about that saying new input. That's just because it's a new input. It's a little quirk of Flyout. Now you want to set alpha 1 to 100 and new input to 90. Now, well, this is alpha 2 to...
Oh, this freaking hinge thing is so annoying, right? It's got like 24.78, and then this can go to no.
90. So what that will do is you always want this 10 more than this one. Why? I don't know, but it doesn't work for me if you do it differently. So I always keep it like this.
Okay.
If you just do it like...
Let's give this a go. Other way around. .78 and 24.78 here. Let's try it. So that's fine. It's just something with the 14.78. Something with that delay. 0. It's got to go to 14.78. What about 0 on that? What will that do? Get delay trigger. I hate Gears animations. I hate Gear stuff so much. Link view. Hello. Right. Yeah, sorry, I wish I could speak Spanish, but I'm very bad with languages. No Espanol, unfortunately. So what I don't know if you can understand this, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build the wheels of this, which is in here. So you see this? So you see this? I'm trying to get this replicated so that the wheel's going back and then going in and then going up. That's what I'm trying to do. Who is Lenny? Hi. Oh, is that you? Oracle. Sorry, I'm not familiar with people's names. Alright. Anyway. So yeah, that's what I'm struggling with at the minute. I also, as you can see from that video, I need to have a delay, so I need this truck, the landing gear truck, to tilt backwards first, and then I need it to fold in to the main strut, and then I need it to fold up. Yeah, Flyout's really cool. It's a really cool thing. So I'll show you what it does right now. I've got the other ones disabled because I'm just trying to get this like particular joint working. You see how that's tilted in? I want that to be like tilted left. Like, so I want it to start like that, but like flat, and it's the wrong way around at the minute, so... It's alright, I understand. So the issue is with Flyout, you might be able to help me with this actually, Oracle, because it's a bit of a software kind of engineering problem. So, complicated. It's the kind of way that it reads inputs and that it sort of sequences things that's complicated. So, if we go on inputs here, all this stuff. So what you can do basically is you can set a direct input with each of these hinges. So to activate each hinge, you can have it on an input, and then an input is something you define elsewhere. So for example, if you have an input which is 0 and then it goes to 1 when you press like the G key, for example, which you can set, then you can have it so the actual hinge here reads that input, and as soon as it reads that input, which is pretty much as soon as it hits, as it sees that input as 1, it will give that angle to the hinge. So I've got this at the minute where I want to have this so as soon as this gets triggered, as soon as the thing gets triggered, this goes to the max angle in. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's more of a logic issue than anything else. There's like a complicated thing, because obviously you can have it set to... I'll show you what it's like without all that crap. Hold on. So if I just show you how it should work. Step 1. So if I go 7, you should already have it, yeah. Okay, so none of the other inputs should be bothering with that now. So I got step 1, and then gear step 2, and then that needs to go to 14.78. That's the angle that it turns to. And then gear step 3 on this one. And that's already set up. Alright, so I'll show you like what each of them does first. Because the thing is with Flyout is it's like early access, and a lot of the stuff is not very intuitive. So for example, my intuitive way of doing it would be, well, when you retract stuff, it waits for like one input to change when that retraction's done, and then it activates the next one. You know, like how you do it in programming, where it's like if loops and stuff. But it's just not like that in Flyout. I'll show you what I mean. So there's how the gear's meant to work. So at the minute, I'm controlling each of the hinges individually, right? So when I press 7, it activates the tilt up one. When I press 8, it activates the tilt sideways one. And when I press 9, it activates the tilt forward and back at the base one. So you press 7 first, then that tilts up. You press 8, it tilts inwards. And then we press 9, it goes in. See that? So that's how the gear is meant to work. Is it in that sequence, right? So if we reverse it, it's 9. Wait for it to come out. 8 and 7. That's how it's meant to work, which is fine. I mean, it works, right? So I can press the keys. The problem is I need to automate that, so I don't have to press like 7, 8, 9, 9, 8, 7. And that's the fucking hard part. Okay? Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to get it so it's all assigned to the gear key. So with the normal gear, because this is custom gear, you see, because the game doesn't have like gear that suits this plane. It's not the right type. So that's why I'm having to make it myself. But this is the normal gear thing, and literally how the game should work is when you press G, it just folds it in, and when you press G, it folds it out. Yeah, that's what I want to get working with this, but which I could do technically by setting all of it to just one input and having it as G, but as you know from the video, it happens in a sequence, you see? Like, it goes in, and then it goes in like that, and then it goes... So I want it to happen like one after another, if that makes sense. So I need to set delays up, so the ones that follow the initial one are delayed in doing so. Which is easier said than done, unfortunately. I'll show you what it does if you just set it all to go at once, though. So if we just go to here, and we go to inputs, and let's put like all main gear. No, it's fine. It's yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it too much. I'm just in a way I can try and explain it. But think of like a boolean, yeah, or like a binary figure where it's 0 and 1. Yeah, Flyout's really good. It's just there's quite a big learning curve. I've not even shown you half of this yet. There's like you can edit. There's like engine modeling, and you can edit the cross section of the plane, and there's like there's all kinds of engineering stuff in it. It's great. It's just you've got to put some time in. Like it took me a while to like learn it all because it's like a steep learning curve. So basically what this means is, just imagine it's like a boolean. Not a boolean is if you've done software development. So it's like a true or false or a binary value. So it can only have two values, yeah? So like 0 and 1. So we're setting the default to 0, so it'll start out 0. And sensitivity is basically when that's triggered, it will increase by that many points. So obviously as it's just 0 and 1, it can only increase by that many points, but that just basically means when you hit the key, it'll go to 1. And depending on which one of these we set, it will either only go up to 1 and not go back, or it'll only go down, or we can have it toggle. So if we have toggle on G, then it will go 0, 1 when you press G, then it'll go 1, 0 when you press G. I hope that makes sense. It's literally just like changing the value of a binary from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. And that's why I got the toggle on. And toggle obviously means it goes from one to the other. So that's all main gear. So I'll show you. So if we put this... So we've got the other input, so we can still do the 7, 8, 9, but we can set another one as well. So if we go to, let's click off because it doesn't update until you do that. Add response, all main gear. When we press G, that will activate. Yeah, I can do the same for this one, and I can do the same for this one. Hold on, let me click it. There we go. So all main gear is here. And what we need to do is set the same degree. So all this is here is it's just like it's telling the motor what degrees to set to, which is obviously the point where it retracts. So I just need to copy the max degrees that it has. So on this one, 14.78. On this one, 90. So now, when we press G, it should all retract together, which would be great. Honestly, it would be great, but I want it to be realistic and retract in stages like it does, if you're following me. But if you wanted it to just go up simply, it would do it. So now we press G, look, and the whole thing goes up itself. But obviously you see that doesn't work because that's not how it goes. It's not how it actually folds out. Even though it's reaching, the start point and the end point are the same, it's not folding out in the right way. Does that make sense? So the problem is that I need this one to activate straight away because obviously the gear, that's the first thing that starts. So I can keep that there, and I'll just change the no problem. Main gear. Let's change the name. So I got main gear. Just don't worry because it takes a while for that to update. So the first one needs to activate on G. So that's fine, right? That's no problem. However, I need this one can't activate on G because it'll activate at the same time as that. So I need this one to wait until that one's done before that starts. Now, unfortunately, because Flyout, it has some kind of limited coding, you can't have it check for this gear to be, like, up. The only thing it can check for is another input, right? So, oh boy, it's just a pain. So I've got a delay thing here. What this does is it works like a timer. So a slider's like an analog value, so it kind of it can be any. It's like a float basically. It can be any point from one to another. So its max is at 3, its min's at 0. So it can be anywhere between 3 and 0. So the fault starts at 0. Now all gravity is, now God knows why they call it gravity. That just makes everything more confusing. But all gravity is it's basically how far it goes up and down per second. It's kind of like it's kind of like a way it's going to increment like all the time, and its gravity is inverse. So if you've got gravity of 1 and say this input had a value of 3, it would immediately count down 1 per second. So it would try and go down 1 whole number per second until it reached 0. Yeah, because that's its minimum. So if we had this on 3 and we had it on a gravity of 1, it would be basically like a 3-second timer before it went back. So that's how you can use like a timer on it. Yes, I know, that's like how complicated it is to do like a delay or a timer. Right, the sensitivity is like a ridiculously high number here. So there's, standard form. So all it is, I put 9999999, and then it just puts it in standard form. So basically you're setting that to like pretty much infinite. And that's because with a slider, because it's a float thing, it's kind of how long you hold it. So if I was to set that to, it's the opposite of gravity basically. So if I was to set that to like 1, and I was to hold down the key, then it would increase it the value by 1 per second, which is fine. The only issue is we want it to activate immediately because it's just a delay. We're not actually like making something move slowly. We want a delay. So you set this to infinite, so it goes to like 3 pretty much instantly, and then it counts down. So you can see how that's a timer as well. So whenever we hit this key, it will start the timer and count down. Okay. So having that on that one. Set that to 3. The thing is, it's like getting. How do we check if the timer's complete? That's the problem. It's going to go up to 3, and then it's going to go back down to 0. So what we need really is when gear delay step 1 is activated. You see the problem coming to, like, we can't link the inputs together very easily. And we need this to come in. The trigger step 1. So the trigger needs to go off. So that starts. I was following a tutorial for this because it's that complicated. It doesn't make any sense. 1 to 0. Let me try and like brain this because it's a lot of brain. 1 to 0. So it starts at minimum as 1 and max of 0. Which doesn't make sense. How is it gonna 0? It's gonna go down, isn't it? It's 1 and that's gonna increment it. So it will go down by 1. Is that what's happening? The good way to check this, you can actually see it in the input thing when you play. I'll show you. There's an input like sort of debug where you can see where things are. So let's have a look at that. Controls. There we go. So you can see all the inputs on here now. So it's got our gear step 3 on here. There we go. So that's how we do the steps. This is the steps that we just tried. And delay step 1. You see how when we move that to 3, it goes all the way back down to 1. So it's like the 3-second delay. 2, 1, 0. And then that's the trigger. So for some reason, yes, that's the switch as well. So the trigger's a switch as well. And main gear does all of it. So leave that out. Okay. So somehow I've got to get the delay to activate after that's gone. So gear step 2 is not going to be activated. We'll just leave that there in case we need to manually move it. Now the one that I found was the gear delay step 1 and the gear delay trigger. So what we need it to do is when the gear delay, so the gear delay starts at 3. When we hit the gear delay, it will go to 3. And also at that point, it's going to try and set the, we're going to have to hold it pretty much. So we need that hinge to be at 0 with the gear delay step 1, don't we? And then when that reaches 0, then gear delay step 1 will deactivate again. I think. And then the trigger. Okay, so when we hit G, the trigger needs to run as well, which means that it will go down to, starts at default, goes to 1. Min max, I need a minimum of 1, I don't get that. Minimum 1. Max 0, default step 1. Hit 1, then it's gonna go to 0, isn't it? I'm sure there's a better way to do that. Default step 1. Why don't we just put -1 in there? It works the same way, doesn't it? Oh, that's why you can't do that. It shouldn't matter though, because you're toggling it. So minimum 1. So we're gonna start on 1, it goes to 0, and when that gets activated, so 0. You need to hold it. So then that can go to 18.78. Let's give it a go. Pain in the ass. All I'm trying to do is like literally do a gear that waits a few seconds before doing each part. It shouldn't be complicated, but it is. I need like a flowchart thing. I need like a code editor. Oh, sorry. Oh. I don't want to activate the whole thing yet. Let's see what this is doing actually with the inputs. Let me just remove the G on this because that's just going to confuse the hell out of me. Let's remove your input on main gear, please. Close that. Step 1. Alright. Right, let's try this. The problem is it started out folded, and it shouldn't have done. It should have started out opposite. Which doesn't help, honestly. Right. Oh, let's move back a bit. Oh, up a bit. No, don't go full thrust. Thank you. So when we press G, it does absolutely nothing. Controls, because we can manually mess with it. Thank you. Okay, so that moves that one. But its default is at 0. What in the hell? Oh, it's just so it's just such like a pain to think about. Right, come on, let's think about this now. Let's think about this. Right, so it needs to hold it. So the way you can hold something is where you force it to go to an angle that's higher than the actual full range it can do. Step 2. You painful piece of shit. So. Gear step 2 activates, it goes in. Gear delay trigger, which it shouldn't do because it should do it on the gear delay 14. So it has to be here, doesn't it? And then the trigger. Now 15 with 15. Let's do 20 just to be safe. Let's try that. Yeah, because now when the delay goes to 0, it'll go back to the minimum one. Yeah, I see how that means. I see what that means. So if we have it, so I'm gonna spend like hours on this. So we'll have it. So the trigger delay. Let's have it on like 10. So minus 10. So when the delay goes off, it can't go up to 14.7. It can't go to retracted. And then as soon as the delay goes out, it will go to this. Because that triggers immediately. So the delay just like stops the trigger from triggering. If that makes sense. It's just, I have a problem with it because it's just like overly complicated for like what it is. Like why? Okay, so that's in the wrong way. It goes back. You see that? What the hell? God damn it. Right, think. So the delay doesn't start at 0, does it? Does it? Okay, it starts at 0, so when you click the delay, then that goes to minus 10, so it pulls the thing back. And then when it goes to 0, it shouldn't send it back out though. Should set the default to 0. That shouldn't be. Just trigger that goes up. Let me just try it with 10 just to see if it, like, if I can at least use that value before I do anything else. Otherwise I'm just going to get confused with that, and I'm trying not to get confused with the other thing. I've really been streaming for 2 hours. I've been on this for like 2 hours. This is what this game does to you. No, it doesn't like that. Interesting. Maybe it's because 10 degrees is too small of a degree. What happens if I put it on 0? What does that do? 0, because 0 throws programming languages for a like fault a lot, so because you know it means like off rather than just 0, the number 0. So that's probably not going to work, is it? No, I knew it. Okay, all right. So it has to be minus 10 on there. So that's minus 10. Oh dear. Alright, think about it. Minus 10. You know what I'm going to do? The best way to do this. A screenshot of these two. And then I'm going to mess with it in the actual sim, because that will help me understand it better. So I've just got a screenshot of the two inputs so I know what they're doing. And then I'm just going to activate them manually. Yeah. So we can see what they're doing. Okay. So let's bring up our inputs. Inputs. Controls. So gear delay step. So it starts at 3, and as soon as that comes in, it goes like, well, that's interesting, isn't it? It comes in before 0. Do you see that? It should wait until 0. Oh, because it's plus 1 second, of course. I remember now. So that's that. So if we put the trigger on 0, what does this do? So is it possible? Just leave that there. Let's do the same damn thing. Trigger. And it's 1. 0. It's not going to work at all now, is it? Yeah, I did before I wouldn't. Right, so controls. So trigger does nothing now. Pink. So when the trigger goes off, it needs to go to 14.78. But the gear delay is going to revert that. Shut up, maybe we need to revert the trigger. So 0. This is probably it, isn't it? No. No throttle, bad. No. Ugh. Right. The thing is, you see, when we put that on, it should do it. Because the trigger goes to... It should... So when the trigger goes to 1, that should turn on. That should go to 14.78. And the delay will go to -10. But that means as soon as the delay goes away, then it will go back, won't it? Should do. Hmm. Because when that goes back to 0, is it like 1.78? Freaking thing. No, that just does it instantly. And it goes back. Why does it go back? See, I need it to do that when it's done, not when it's started. So... Let me think. Right. Maybe I need to set the default for the timer at 0, yeah? Thing is, it can't do that because it will try and count down immediately on it. I mean, we can try it. 3 in. And you'd have to hold G though, that won't work. Because as soon as you've... Yeah, look, the timer will be activated straight away then. Watch. What's even happening with those inputs right now? Why is it going up? What the frick? Does it... I don't understand that. Why is it going up? Oh dear. Okay, so minus 10. So let me just remind myself, the delay trigger. It starts out on 0. When you hit 1, the toggle, it should go up to, is it possibly 14.78 and then 15.78? The trigger will try and do it, but it can't because the trigger, you activate the trigger. Trigger goes to 1. Sends a step up. And the gear delay should override it. Shouldn't it? That's the thing, is the gear delay should override it. It's so painful. I don't know what's going on here. If I can nail this, then I can do all the others because all of them are just delays. I need to think of this differently, don't I? I need to think of this as 1 and 1. I need to think of it as logic. So, when the trigger starts on 0, the gear delay starts on 0, and you press it, they both go to 1, which means these two are going to conflict, which isn't good. So you need the trigger to be on 1 first of all, don't you? So let's start with 1 and 0. Hang on a minute. Did I have like sensitivity on 0 this whole fucking time? I swear I did. I'm gonna like punch myself if that's what I did. That's it. I fucking done it. Kind of. Doesn't do it on the way. We have to set up a delay on the way back, but oh my god, it's done. I did it. Let's go. Ah, that took way too long. Okay, so all I need to do now is basically just increase the delay. Oh, that's a relief. So delay. So this is as many seconds plus 1, so if we go like 5. We can work it out actually. Oh, it was 90. That'll happen in 1 second. So, yeah, it goes to 90. 1, 2, and then it's on. Yeah, it'll go 5 seconds. Unfortunately, the response speed doesn't always match like the actual speed. I think it's because of the weight of it or something. It doesn't match. Which is a shame. Okay, so it needs a bit longer. So let's go. I wonder if I make this a little bit bigger, it'll do better. Because it might just be, you know, like the power of the magnet, maybe. Power of the swing joint, because they do have power limits. Oh, well, that's literally the speed. Okay, whatever. I'll keep it big anyway, because it looks better big. It's just like not 91, 2. Maybe it needs to be faster. Let's try 180, see what happens. Now it should happen in half a second now. I wonder if there's like a max speed for it though. We'll see. No, it's like the same fucking speed, look. It's like as fast as it goes. It's not quick. So we might as well put it back to 90 then, just have it somewhere like reasonable. So let's extend the timer then. Timer to go up by what, another second? 6? I think that should be good. And all I need to do is I just need to add like a longer timer for the others. That should be fine. Was there a delay on it? A bit more. 6.25 maybe? Got a second delay. That was like 6.25. There we go. Alright, let's check that. Yeah, and you do need to like literally reverse it all to get it to work. Oh, no. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Why it does that when I press B? I know I've got brakes on. Like I've got a brake system. Oh, it's because there's brakes underneath the, yeah, air brakes. Right, let's try this. Goes in. Goes in. Alright, let's try 6.1. I don't think it's quite that long. So, that's 6.1 instead. 6.1. And that should be good now. So that's our first delay done. So I'm going to set up some more inputs for other delays. Let's have a look. 0 or 6.1. So no input. Slider. Gear delay. No, I'm doing the gear from scratch. Because the other ones was just like literally a default gear. So I'm doing custom gear. The other one was a default gear as a placeholder, basically. So what I'm doing is I'm doing it with like hinges and stuff rather than through the usual landing gear item. What did I even name the other one? Gear delay, step 1, step 2. Gear delay, step 2. Slider, and then set them into that. And the max to, let's see, like 7 seconds. That's gonna go on that one, isn't it? That's right. Gravity of 1. Max sensitivity. And positive key on G. But no, the plane's still done. I've just got it on glass mode so you can so I can see inside more easily. Just change the material to glass. I'll do the doors after I've actually got the gear mechanism sorted out. Right, so that's a delay on there, and then trigger is going to be on that as well. Should be, yeah. So I think I can literally just put the trigger on everything. Gear delay trigger on. Because they're all kind of just doing the same thing with an extra delay. Gear step 2. The steps here are just like debug, so I've got them on other keys, so in case I want to just move it manually, I can do it, if you're ever wondering. Might not have been. Yeah, delay step 2, 3. Delay step 3, and that's going to be 110, so that's right. And the trigger needs to be above it. So, trigger. Needs to be above it, so we'll go like minus 100. And we'll see if this works. I haven't mirrored anything yet, I'll do that at the end, because I want to just make sure one gear strut actually works. We're doing that straight away. Okay. What's going on with this then? It's like 10. No, that's not right. Okay, there needs to be something going on. Yeah, let's have a look at the one again for reference sake. Right, so that hinge, 14, 10. The trigger needs to be above that. And the step needs to be below that. I'm being stupid. Delay step 1. Delay step 2 needs to be 10. That needs to be minus 110. Is that right? Has to be one above. So if it's one above, it'll be 120. That. Alright. Seems to be more of a delay on it. Yeah, so it is kind of working, it just needs more of a delay. So let's have a look here. Interesting though, because I swear I set like a high value. Yeah, so if that's on 7, it should take 7 seconds. Interesting. Oh, it's because there's another gear delay trigger, isn't there? I'm stupid. That's gonna be problematic. That's gonna be problematic. 01. I want it to be switch 01. G. Gear delay trigger. Delay trigger. Step 2. You get step 1. Okay, and this will go on step 2. You can only have so many of those triggers because you've only got 2 values. So that's unfortunately how it is. Why are we going in already? Hello. Two min next full step 0. Think that'll work. While everyone is joining, I'm just doing my TSR-2. That's not right. Right. Gear delay trigger. Step 2 starts at 0. 0. Step 1. Both gonna go up. That's the problem. So that goes to Oh, brain, that's not good stream watching content. It's watching me like brainness, but I have to be quiet when I'm thinking, unfortunately. Good, I step 2. Let's see, so the trigger starts at 0. It's going to activate straight away. Gear delay is pressed to trigger. Gear delay trigger step needs to. That is, it's not 0. And then that's on 1. So 0. So it's not going to 10, it's going to 120. It's going to minus 120. Hit that key, it tries to get to minus 120. But that forces it to go to 10. Until that runs out. That should work. It should work. Not sure what's going on with that. Oh. I'll look at the controls, see what's going on here. Something with that delay that's not triggering at all. It's just avoiding the delay for some reason. Does it read delay trigger afterwards? Because if you look at our inputs, we should have a delay for 7 seconds on that, so I don't know why it's going down straight away. One, does that change anything? Does not. Okay, so it slows. Alright, I'm kind of getting it now. But that's not activating until... Let's carry on. Should be working though. Delay step 2. So when you hit the gear delay, it should stick it in 10 until the gear delay runs out, and then it should go to the trigger. Right? Surely. I understand. It's, It's going on that trigger straight away. That's the problem. I did set it to a switch, didn't I? Check step 1. Switch. Switch. 0, 1, 0, 1. 0, 1, 0, 1. Yeah. I don't understand that. That's weird. 0, 1 trigger. Why is it going off after 1? Something bigger, like 50. That'll work. It does. No way. No fucking way. So it must like try and spin the joints as well. Okay, well I'm not going to complain. So if we change the delay to time to 8 seconds now, is that going to make a difference? Double check. Let's check it next to the video. Yeah, so it's pretty much 8.5 seconds maybe. 8.5 seconds. Seconds. Inputs. 8.5. Let's go. Okay, it should work now. There we go. Although getting it out, pulling it out is another thing. You need it to happen in reverse. It's gonna be a pain. But we're getting there, we're making progress. It's the important thing. Let's see. Here we go. Right. So what we need to do now is just have it so it fits. Which is gonna be hard, isn't it? Well, we can change the default values. So let's go 90. No. It's not gonna do anything, is it? And then it goes up. Gonna have to see where it lands. Also, where does it... Yeah, so the main gear takes longer. This needs to tilt a little bit inwards. New reason. 5. And then to be 90. Zero. 80. Zero. No. 90. No. 270. Looks. we're gonna bring these in because they did kind of go in very quick with this. Okay, just bringing this up to here so we can have a space for the landing gear to go, which is very important. I do need that. Okay, let's have a look. My landing gear. Sorry, I haven't spoken in a while, I know. Let's have a look. My landing gear. Sorry, I haven't spoken in a while, I know. And we'll have a C. No, the landing gear. I need other stuff. That's a good one. Yeah, so they are a bit further in. Actually, that's fine. That gives us a bit more less of a struggle. So let's go to global position. And we'll drag them further in like that. Yeah. Got that picture again. Getting the wheels to actually fit in that space is going to be something. I think, honestly, this needs to be further in. Shrink the intakes down a little bit more because they need shrinking, unfortunately, to fit all of this. So right, let's see if this gives them enough space now. Should do. Which this is the thing, we've just got to just keep trying it until you get it right. Which is a thing. That's it. Alright. So now we've got the basic thing. I'm just going to adjust the angles. I'm pretty sure, given that video, that they went further than like just directly up. They were kind of, yeah, like in line with the gear wells. So I need to go to like 100 really. Hmm. Just go 100. Yeah, I just need to change the range, don't I? Otherwise, it doesn't. It's gonna try and just go to 90, and it can't go above 90. So, yeah. That'll work. And now I need to just put the wheels on it, technically. Okay, let's check this out. Alright, so now we just need to put the wheels on, and then we've got like a basic mock-up of what the landing gear is going to look like. So let's have a look. Let's put some bearing joints on here. Oh gosh, turn please, dear God. I always get these messed up. 45 degrees, and oh God, no, that one. That's it. Right, it's 90, and we're going to put this on global. This should be on 90 as well. Yeah. Let's make this smaller. Scale 0.1. 1. Bit bigger than that. 0.3. 0.3. That should be good. And we need to get sort of both of them on here in a similar kind of scale. So I'm going to make one first. Let's get our wheels on. Wheel. There we go. There we go. Just drag this out a little bit so it's not directly on there. Like that, yep. And bigger. So looking at the picture, or even the blueprint, are relatively large. Let's make this invisible so I can actually see. Yeah, quite large. Yeah, something like that. And a bit of width as well on that. Like that. Yeah, that checks out. Right, so let's also move the bearing in. Oh dear, let's move the bearing in a little bit. It's a bit too close for comfort. There we go, like that. Make sure it's local position. Y is 0. Now we're going to copy that. I'm going to shove it on here. The other way around, please. And 90. Same on the Y. So 0 on Y. And 1.77 on Z. Ooh, no, that wasn't the one. That wasn't the one I needed. Let's be X. 0.07 on X. 0.07 on X. There we go. And all we need to do now is just move this inwards. So let's check the diagram that we had with the landing gear. So it's a bit kind of the rear one's further out. So we'll drag that back then. Yeah, like that. Maybe move this in just a little. Yeah, alright. And then we can reduce the length of this now. Strut. Reduce, oh gosh. No. Alright. And finally, I'm going to mirror all of these. So, mirror, oh, mirror. Okay, so our first landing gear. Let's give it a go. Needs to go in further than that. It does need to go in further. Try -120 and then -120 and then -130. Let's see if this works. Mirror. We're getting there. We are getting there. all I need to do now is simply make this angle a little bit more, isn't it? Just so it's falling like that, and then it went up and back. It's like 16.78, 17.7. Let's try this. And also, we need to shrink these even more. Unfortunately, they need to go. So let's shrink it more. It's kind of funny to me. Shrink it more and then to the side. There, like that. Okay. All right. Fly. Let's also mirror that. 16.78. Sure you can deal with that. And we're fine, we're good. I think this should work fine. Now, I just need it to like fit into the bay. I think that fit better in with 14 actually. Oh no, sorry. 17.78, 17.7. You might as well go to 18 at this point. 18, 18, 18. Alright. Lots of tweaking, lots of tweaking. That's the name of the game in Flyout. But, you know, if you want to spend a day just, like, getting really involved with it, it's great for that. It's just, there's loads to do. So all I need to do now is make this a little bigger. Make the joints a bit bigger. This one is still too small, way too small. It needs to be like 8. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right, so it needs to be a little bit wider on there, which means it needs to go that way. Yeah, the fuselage needs to go out a little bit. That's fine. I'm also gonna copy and paste this fucker as well. So it needs going, it needs to be replaced. This one needs to be replaced. Like that. That's it. Okay. And then we need to make the fuselage a bit wider to cater for those landing gears, which is a bit of a pain. I'm not gonna lie. I wonder if it's like a bad idea to just... So I'll look at the landing gear again. It really doesn't come out the side, that's the thing, because the doors kind of come up, so... It could be further in, it could be. And that might save us hassle, that's the thing. So if we... further in like that. Okay. Now let's just try this. And raise it up a little bit as well, so we have... Yeah. Alright. Let's give this a go. Oh, it's almost there. It is very almost there. So close. Well, I think we can get away with making this particular loop just a tiny bit wider, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Every day, every night, I can never get it right. You alright, Mom? You alright? Alright.
Yeah, you?
Yeah, not too bad. Four seconds. Needs to rotate in 4 seconds.
Well, then Grandma's got to start paying tax on her pension.
Oh dear.
The tax thing saying she's got to pay tax on her pension now.
Mm-hmm.
Considering the wonderful Labour government in the first place who set up the state pension system in 1909, it's a bit ironic that they're now taking half of it away again.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. This is good news.
Mm-hmm.
I now no longer have to fill in any self-assessment tax returns. We have withdrawn your returns for the years listed in the table below. There's no year listed in the table below, which is great. Hey, told you. I told you, HMRC, I do not need to send any because the person I'm sending them in on behalf of is a bit dead.
Mm-hmm.
So, even, can't do that even where he is, can he?
Not
Send
really.
tax return. Silly bastard.
2, 3, 4.
Mark was there. Went to see Grandma.
Yeah.
Mark was there.
Great.
Come to fix Grandma's back door.
Yeah.
Back door in the garage, yeah.
Yeah.
She's fine. She's a little, I think it's bruising. She's in a little pain underneath her breast there, but I think it's bruising.
Mm-hmm.
But Mark said, oh no, we need to take it away. Well, if you just tell her how old she is, they'll be 3 or 4 hours and hello.